Hey, are you okay? No! I think we should talk. No! Are you there? Hello? No. He's not answering me. Where are you? Are you in a meeting? Nope. I really think we should talk. Not answering that either. Please get back to me. I'm really upset. Nope. Hey, look, shouldn't we talk? What do you want to talk about? We had a fight. You didn't even answer my texts. I told you I had to work. So you weren't avoiding me? No, I'm tired. We're good. What do you mean we're good? I don't know what you want from me. I want the truth. Are we okay? I can't do this. Like I told you, yes, we're okay. Look, I gotta go. I can't stay here right now. I'm leaving. Leaving? I don't think so. We're solving this right now. Where do you think you're going? Hey everyone, Anna Maria here, licensed psychologist, sassy psychologist blogger for M-List and The Suburban. So what was that all about, right? Today we're going to talk about attachment style. What is attachment style? To avoid any jargon, let me tell you that attachment style is basically how insecure or secure we are within our interpersonal relationships. And there's probably a mix. You're probably secure with some people, insecure with others. It's interesting to pinpoint what kind of insecure attachment style you might have. So in that little clip, what were we dealing with there? We were clearly dealing with someone who was very relentless and very upset, and obviously so. And then we were dealing with someone who we're going to call avoidant. The two different attachment styles that we were dealing with there are anxious resistant and avoidant. So the anxious resistant person worries that others might not love them completely and are frustrated when their attachment needs go unmet. So that's the person who was relentless. That person unfortunately gets a reputation that's heartbreaking and inaccurate and distorted, but that person oftentimes gets labeled crazy, right? But it's not. It's that they have an insecure attachment style called anxious resistant. So the anxious resistant person is uncertain of where they stand with people, right? So they're insecure in their relationships. And where does it come from? It likely comes from something that they developed a long time ago. Maybe there was inconsistent caregiving when they were younger. They were never sure if people were going to be there for them or if they were going to abandon them. Maybe they got a mixture of both. So they weren't certain and they weren't sure, which kind of destabilized them, which made them fearful of abandonment, which made them fearful of rejection, to the point where they so don't want rejection and they so don't want abandonment that they can be relentless and they can be right up in your face. So this is the anxious resistant person. The avoidant person. The avoidant person appears not to care. And they often get mistakenly labeled as insensitive, or that they have no emotions, or that they don't care. It's not true at all. They're actually avoidant because they believe that's the best way to save the relationship, is if they don't speak. The avoidant person also prefers to not be too dependent on other people, and for others to not be too dependent on them. Where did this come from? Likely somewhere in that person's past, they discovered that avoiding conflict or avoiding, high-flying emotions was the best way to be, because when they engaged in that kind of a conflict, maybe it didn't end well too many times, so they decided, I'm staying far away from that. No matter what, nothing good can come out of that, so I'm going to avoid that, right? That could be how it developed. It's so interesting when you figure out what you have and why you have it. Now, what do we do? I mean, it's hard to make behavioral changes overnight. I realize this, okay? That's why digging up stuff in your past and expressing your emotions are so important. But when you're ready to change, when you're at the behavioral stage, The anxious resistant has to learn, obviously, to back off, right? The anxious resistant person has to learn that abandonment is possible, rejection is possible. It wouldn't be catastrophic if it happened. You would have to let it happen. But you can't relentlessly try to control the situation and have what you want immediately. If somebody needs space, you need to give them their space. Not forever, but immediately in the moment, you just might need to back off. The avoidant person. The avoidant person is entirely entitled to their space. If they need to leave, they can leave. But what's the key? They have to come back. And not in 2 weeks and not in 3 weeks, but they have to come back and discuss, right? So there's the compromise. The anxious resistant has to back off a little bit. The avoidant has to come forward a little bit so that they can have ultimately a secure relationship, but they can start with having a rational conversation. And when you're aware of your own attachment style, it's just so helpful because you know the kind of work you need to do to have successful relationships.